Queens of New York podcast. Live on the Evening Rush Network. Real, raw, and uncut Queens.
Hey, happy Monday, y'all.
I'm out here falling and whatnot.
Hey,
How's it going?
It's going good. I missed y'all last week.
We missed you too. How you been?
I'm okay, chilling.
I think summer over, y'all. It's like so nice and pleasant outside.
It definitely is. Like today, I went outside with a crop top. I was like, "Oh, sis, that ain't the way."
It ain't even hot, thank God. It's not too humid either. It's actually kind of nice out.
Yeah, it is actually nice outside.
How was y'all weekend?
It was a weekend.
Okay.
You said it was a weekend, Rainbow?
It was a weekend. No, It was nice. Yesterday I went out with my sister and her friends for her friend's birthday. We had a good little time.
Okay. That's what I want to do. I want to do it like a ladies' night or a dinner date. I want to just get dressed up and come home and be like, my fucking feet hurt. I haven't had one of those moments in a while.
Yeah, girl. No, my feet wasn't hurting because I ain't wearing no heels. Because I was like, these bitches want to go to brunch. Brunch usually means getting drunk in the daytime. So I was like, nah, I ain't about to do that to myself.
But brunch is shoes though. Where was the shoes?
Mm-mm. I had on some gladiator sandals, so it was cute.
Okay,
It was a cute
Okay. So you still spiced it up a little bit.
You still had the brunch attire.
Yeah.
You was still
But everybody's good?
Everybody's
I've been watching the Olympics. Anybody else been watching the Olympics?
No.
I watched it briefly. I seen a brief part. I don't know which day it was with the Jamaican girl. She won.
Oh, the three of them in a row, or
yeah, the 100. Well,
yeah, I think it was like
they won that. What was it? 100
meter. Yeah, they did their damn thing on that 1, 2, and 3. They got gold, silver, and bronze. I was like, all right,
y'all. Yeah, I seen that one briefly.
I don't watch the Olympics, but I am very proud of all of the women that are winning. It was big for Jamaica to win, so big up to them. But you know what's really crazy though, that people that like Jamaican that lives in America, they like, oh, America better sit down. Why y'all live here?
Right.
You are here.
That's why I had to tell my friend, I'm like, watch it. There will be no U.S. slander because, like, I'm a Southern American. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, like, I'm not dissing Jamaica. They did their thing. Like,
absolutely right.
Everybody gave them. It's so crazy how they talk about the U.S. Like, but you're here with us,
right? Dealing with the same bullshit.
There's so many different, there's so many, the countries or whatever, but there's so many different people that live here, were born here, and compete for another country. I'm like,
hey, Dawn.
Your mother was born here. You weren't. You're American. Like, what are we doing?
And that's what they tend to forget. A lot of people tend to forget that.
My thing is have your pride. But why you gotta come shit on the US though? Like, y'all here with me. I'm like, and I'm bigging up Jamaica, and it's like, oh, and then you see like the people's stories, they like, oh, US.
Hey, Benjamin.
Shakira could never. How you know she ain't compete?
Right.
But not even that. Even if she couldn't, she's only 19. Them other women are like 30.
You know,
they're not old. They don't even look that old.
They're not like 30. They're like, but they're in their late 20s. Like, they're like 28, 29, damn near 30.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They're older. They have more experience. They've been to 4 Olympics, so they got to be old. If you've been to 4 Olympics, you kind of old.
Olympics, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, she did not quit for her mental health. Actually,
she smoked weed and got disqualified because she won, and then they tested her, and she smoked weed because her mother died. So she wanted
but they said she accepted the 30-day suspension, and she's still supposed to compete.
She couldn't. No, the whole thing is she wasn't able to compete in the 100-meter semifinals to qualify for Tokyo. Because that was during her suspension.
Right.
Oh wow!
So she couldn't. But it take like stuff like that with women.
Weed is legal, yes, Dawn, but it is not accepted in her field.
It's legal, but you can't be an Olympic star. You can't be going to the Olympics and have weed in your system. Just like Simone Biles can't if she's not competing properly because she doesn't have her ADHD medication and she can't focus.
That is the BS because where she smoked weed, that it was legal, and if
she lives in Colorado.
And if she wasn't black, I feel like they would let her compete. But you know, it is what it is, and she do have.
But a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that.
No, you have to realize, even Michael Phelps got caught smoking weed, and they gave him a 3-month suspension for that.
Well, I don't know about Michael Phelps. I'm talking.
They were really trying to take all of his medals from him, though. Like y'all trying to take his medals from him because he smoked some weed, but weed is supposed to slow you down, and if he was going that fast in the pool. Smoking weed. Weed is not an enhancing drug. Right. The only ability it enhances is your hunger.
Right, and probably your hormones too. Because I know motherfuckers be horny as hell. You be like, simmer down, sweetie, simmer down.
Down, please.
Right, that's what Rainbow said. He did get to keep.
Yeah, he got to keep his medals, but they were trying to take it from him. Like you're trying to take his medals from him because he smokes some weed and listens to a little Lil Wayne.
Right. Girl. No, but like when stuff like that happens, it always bring me back to like women always wanting to compete. Like what we competing for? We all over here shouting at all these Jamaican queens, like, yo, that's Black Girl Magic, blah blah blah. And then you want to isolate them, and then you want to try to take that. You know what I'm saying?
She congratulated all of them. She congratulated them. Like she was the first one to post, like, yo, congratulations to Jamaica, 1, 2, and 3, y'all, yada yada yada. Like y'all mad because
women just be so competitive. It just always bring me back to I hate stuff like that because it's like, yo, I want you to win. Like you winning is a good thing. Like them winning is a good thing. Like I feel like everybody I know that was from the US was like, whoa, like that's huge. Yo, people from Jamaica was like, what? America could never. But you live
here. My whole thing is it doesn't. They all this America, but y'all, American woman FloJo started the long hair, long nails, running track. Just saying, nobody used to wear nails and nothing like that when they used to run track. FloJo brought that to y'all. Okay, just like that. I'm proud. Oh my God, I'm proud to be American. I'm just proud to be Black. Okay, I don't care what way.
And that should still be a struggle every day. Right. Right.
I'm just proud that it was Black women that won.
Hey Mike, how are you?
I'm so proud of Black women that it really doesn't matter. Like once I see a Black woman winning, I'm so happy. I hate the fact that women feel the need to like compete and pin people against each other. No, you don't have to. She won.
And which is so weird is because even though they're competing against each other, when the other one wins, they go, they hug, they have sportsmanship. So why are you hating? You ain't even there competing.
You ain't running on that track at all.
How you hating from outside?
But that's normally how it be. It's always the ones on the outside looking in that be hating on the ones that be putting the work in. You wasn't what they said. You was just with me shooting in the
gym.
You wasn't running on that correct? Like what? You could never. But I'm really proud of the ladies from Jamaica that made that noise because that's huge.
They still have a couple of. I think they still have a couple of things. So that was the 100. They still have the 200, and I think all 3 of them still made that. Or I know 2 of them for sure because I seen it with my own 2 eyes. 2 of them made the 200. So we just waiting. I don't know if the 3rd one I don't even know if that's her event, but
whatever. We glad they winning.
Yeah. Simone, I'm just mad that Simone Biles isn't participating. She's only going to participate.
And the last one, right?
She didn't participate in the team event because when she went to go do one of her exercises, she damn near lost her balance in the air. Like she came down and she almost hurt her leg, and ain't nobody got time for that. But it's because she is not allowed. In Tokyo, the medicine that she takes for her ADHD is banned. So she can't. So what the medicine that she takes, she can't take. But I'm like, y'all need to give her something else because she need to be competing.
Right.
Show these people what it is.
But she competed in the last one. She competing and she announced today that she'll be.
Yeah, she's gonna compete on the balance beam, which I don't understand. Like you didn't do floor exercise, but you about to do a balance beam, which is like the width of a cell phone.
Well, she
maybe they gave her some medicine. You know what? You know what it is. I really think that she was trying to give the other athletes, like on her team, a chance because they all stepped up.
But that would be good.
They all stepped up. Like on the floor exercise, one of the girls got gold. On the on the uneven bars, one of the girls got bronze. On the vault, the other girl got silver. But a lot of them wouldn't have been competing if Simone was competing. Like one of them was the ultimate. So the fact that Simone wasn't competing, she was able to compete.
So people was able to get a chance. But Mike, we're briefly talking about the Olympics that took place this weekend. We hope that you're feeling okay.
Oh yes, we definitely hope you're feeling okay, Mike. I hope all is well.
And we wish you, we hope you get well soon. But right now we're talking about the Olympics. But today's topic is child support. Is it control or is it? There you go. Is it control or is it for the child? I think that's the question of the day.
I mean, it all depends on the parent because we can't just say on the mama because we got some women out here that pay child support too.
Absolutely.
So it all depends on the parent who has the child, who has custody of the child.
I think it more so depends on the maturity of the level. And I'm gonna tell you why I say the maturity of it, because like with my kid's father, they're not on child support through the courts. We have a verbal agreement. Send me my coins to my deposit, my bank account, and that's it. Like he don't I'll just text him when I notice it. Hey, thank you, I received it. Or if it takes too long, I'll be like, yo, everything all right?
Where my money at, man?
Right. But as far as going to the courts and everything, my main thing was I don't have the energy. I'm not taking off days in court. I'm not gonna be sitting there losing hours because you want to go back and forth. I don't got the patience for none of that. And even though, like at one time, my son father, he tried it, but he also tried to with custody situation. And I was like, that's fine. I'm city employee. Come to my house. Now I'm bigging myself up because now you wanted to take me there. You understand what I'm saying? I done lost hours for work, but do a drug test. So let's do that. And then once we started,
call me a drug addict. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, that's what I told them to do because my thing is how's he gonna focus if he always high as hell? So once he realized I'm not gonna play nice with you, he was like, you know what, Your Honor, I'll withdraw the petition for like the whole. And I said, I don't have a problem working with you, but we're not doing it through the courts. I'm not taking off from court. I'm not taking off from work. The judge is not gonna tell me what you should be paying because you ain't gonna send me no $25 a month. Because that's what the judge said do.
Right.
We negotiate these figures. You understand what I'm saying? So I guess it really bases on the communication and then a relationship that y'all agree on. You got people that be petty as hell and just be like, well, I'm just take you to court. And then a lot of times you hurt yourself because now you can't get certain assistance. A lot of times that shit is in the system and it's like, oh, well, now it's part of your income. A lot of people don't realize that. And most of the time, a lot of the time, the women I notice be very, very petty. Oh, so you don't want to be with me? Then I'm just taking money and I'm just taking to court. And they don't realize how a lot of time it can hurt the man. And it also can hurt the child because now the man doesn't want to help you out extra because that little $25 the court issue. Now little Jimmy sneakers cost $125 and you be like, listen, can you help me buy his sneakers? And his response is, but you get child support.
Or it could be the other way around because I remember when my mother, my sister, like my mother had an agreement with my sister's father, and she was like, just $400 a month. First of all, that's nothing for a child. And he was
it's $100 a week, right?
He was like, no.
Oh wow,
right, Mister, you're a correction officer. 19% of your check is more than $400.
Right.
So. She had to take it there. Like you decide that you don't want to give nothing. Like no. So he had to go to court and he was paying double that
Right.
Triple that, because I don't know exactly how much she was getting, but like now you trying to be spiteful. I'm trying to help you out, because it is not like I need your money, but this is your child too.
That's what I had to tell
and you're gonna support her.
Right.
You're gonna support them, because I didn't decide this by myself. Like, I didn't lay down with myself.
We knew what we was doing when we ain't had no business doing what we was doing.
I didn't do it by myself. So you do it like, but sometimes Pete, you'll try to work with them. Like you said, y'all made an agreement. You made an agreement. She tried to make an agreement, like bring Pampers and milk and do this, that, and the third.
Right.
Nah. Oh, okay. Really? So you going to court now?
That's why I said it depends on the individual, because sometimes the hand is forced because he or she doesn't want. There's a lot of single dads because the mothers is, I'm outside and fuck that, and you can take your child and I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, and they don't want to do anything. They don't even want to help get their hair done and shit. But then it's like, now you force my hand, right? Right. But then they force the hand. Then it's like, but you didn't have to take it there. Yeah, I did, because I tried to be an adult with you, and you didn't want an adult at that time.
I don't ever want an adult, but if you're gonna adult at any time, that would be the time to adult.
Right. Because even like with my son father, he tried it when I hit him. He's like, well, nobody told you to go live in a nice big house, and nobody told you to keep buying all these expensive stuff. Listen. What
I do with my money for me is nothing. Is none of your business. But I said
what
you're
not
child.
Doing for him. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, listen, we're gonna do it the nice way, or we're gonna do it the hard way, and I'm just gonna make your fucking life hell. So if you don't have a job because I don't win up there and we done had a situation, or if I don't win, if I get pushed to the no, then it's a different story. I don't want to be pushed to the no. That's what I'm kind of saying right now. But once he realized, I get more. He'll get more conversation from me if it's peace. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, what size he wear? You shouldn't have to call me if you're doing what you're supposed to do with your child. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, my thing is. What?
Don said, why did he have to go through hell? I ain't giving nobody no hell.
My thing is, I shouldn't have to beg you to take care of a child that we know we both had. So my thing is, if you're going to make it harder on me, yes, it's going to be hell. Because my thing is, I'm not going to tell my child your father ain't shit, because eventually your child is going to see the minimum that he's not doing, or the minimum that the mother's not doing. But my thing is, if I'm calling you and I have to humble myself and ask you, help me out, then it shouldn't be a problem, because I'm not a problematic baby mother. I've seen problematic baby mothers, but I know if I call you and I never call you, or if my son call you or my daughter call you and be like, listen, I need this, it shouldn't be no problem. Let me do what I got to do. And if you're making it harder on my end, I got to make it harder on your end. And a lot of people don't look at it like that.
Once again, was it his choice? Yes.
What?
So I had this conversation today, right? So I had this conversation last night, but today as well, right? So my stance is totally different from all of y'all, because I have 2 children, and the one thing I'm not about to do is be behind no man for no child.
Right.
You know what you needed to do. My kids, both of these kids were playing. There's not a kid in here that was a shop. These kids were playing. The first one I had, I was 19 years old when I got pregnant. And that was with my first, and we put this kid. And once I was like 4 months or whatever, he decided that he didn't want a baby.
Right.
And it was just like, I was like, wait, what? Like totally confused, because I'm just like, who planned it? We planned it together. The two of us as a 19-year-old and a 21-year-old. I was 19, he was 21. We planned to have a baby. Like there's no who planned it. The kids that's in here were planned.
Right.
It was a surprise. But anyway, so he decided.
It might have been surprised when it happened, but we knew it was gonna happen.
Right. Like we made a conscious choice. We talked it out. Like, I knew I shouldn't have been getting pregnant at that time, but he wanted a baby, and I was like, whatever, like we'll have one, right? So I was cool with it. Okay, so anyway, fast forward, like I said, I was 4 months pregnant when he told me that he did not want. He was like, I don't know, but I don't want no baby. Like he told me this on the phone. First of all, he told me this in my face. I was like, shut him, but we was on the phone.
Right.
And then come to find out, like his mother had passed away the same day I told him, and all this other type of stuff. But I thought that he was joking. To be honest, I thought that he was joking.
Okay.
I did not take what he says serious until I was pushing a kid out this vagina with no epidural, not even a Tylenol, by myself, with just my mother, with just my family. That's when I knew he was serious. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, okay.
I have never, from the day my son was a baby, from the day he was born to now, have I ever went behind that man. One, I'm not doing that. Because you know what he told me?
Don said so it was your choice.
It was my choice to do what? So
it was her choice to keep the child. She was already 4 months pregnant. When she found out she was pregnant, he was cool with it.
He knew when I was 8 weeks. But now I'm 4 months pregnant and you decide that you don't want to be a dad.
Right, change your plans. I changed my mind. It don't work like that. Ain't that simple?
Don't be an asshole on this one, because at the end of the day, it wasn't my choice. We made the choice together. You don't tell me at 4 months when I know the sex of my baby to be like, oh, I don't want a kid. Now that's a different story, you know. Right. But anyway, I say all of that to say this: I ended up getting married or whatever. So Joe, like my son, never went without a dad. Like he
absolutely right.
Period. Point blank. Bottom line.
Right.
My second son father stepped in. My baby was 1. He on his birth certificate. He been his father since then. You understand?
Nice.
So the biological dad comes around when he's 3 years old. And at first I wasn't going to let him see JoJo. I shouldn't say his name, but I wasn't going to let him see my son.
Right.
And everybody's wishes, except for like my cousins, I was like, no, because he should know his real dad, regardless of what you don't take that away from him. He saw that boy for 6 months. And he was there. He was consistent for 6 months. Okay, 6 months. He would come and get him, or we would drop him. You know, I never denied him that. Right. But it wasn't until my son called his father daddy in front of this sperm donor and his friends. But he knew this whole time that, because my son never called him daddy because he had a father. So you know he never called him daddy. It was confusing to him. He's 3 years old. So when he called him daddy in front of his friends, he was embarrassed. But you shouldn't be embarrassed. Your friends, you just popped up with a kid at 3 years old. Your friends know what kind of situation this is. You're a deadbeat. That's just what it was. And so he was embarrassed, and he decided to take that out on me because he said to me, like, oh, we need to talk about that. So it's nothing for us to talk about. You need to do your part. Yes, he is a sperm donor. But anyway, so
don't start your mess. She already told you don't start. Not today.
I do not play about my baby, because let's be real. So anyway, he decided to leave, and that was what it was. My son turned 6. He came back like, oh, can I please see him? I said, absolutely not. If you want to see him, you will have to take me to court for visitation, because it will be in black and white. That's what you need to be responsible for.
And it's not going to be no at your convenience. You want to be a parent,
right? Like you can't be a dad when you feel like it.
And he didn't do it. So he was never allowed to see him after he was 3.5. You want to know why? Because you didn't do your part as a man. But I wasn't about to chase you and go to court for you either. I told you,
I'm not doing a court thing.
If you want to see him, you can see him, but let the judge give you your responsibility. Because when I tried to work it out with you where you could see him and I gave you the free reign, you decided to not do that. Why would you think my kid is a yo-yo? My kid is not a yo-yo.
Right, at your convenience,
I'm not going to allow you to yo-yo my kid. I was 19 years old and knew better than that. Can you imagine me in my 30s running around here chasing some man for some child support? You got me Ain't happening. I'm not playing with nobody. I don't play about kids, and I don't play about that. And if I gave you the free reign to actually be there when he turned 3 years old, and when you decided that you wanted to be a dad, and then you decide not to do that, I could have gave you all kinds of hell. I did not. I let you get ahead and go about your business. And then when you came when he was 6, I said to him, sure, go to court. Let them put it in black and white. He didn't want that responsibility. So you could never say that.
So you want to pick and choose when you want to be a parent. And that's what irritates me. And that's why I said it's mainly the relationship and the communication with the parents. Because you gave him the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Like I gave mine the opportunity. My kids is old enough to see. And my thing is, don't call me. Call them. I got one every now and again. I gotta be like, why you calling me? Why don't you just call her? Oh well, I want to see what you're doing. Why you want to see what I'm doing? Call her. Call your daughter. We don't have no conversation. And when it's on that type of timing, it's like, but why you gotta be like that? Because this is how it have to be. And I'll tell him a dude in a minute. If you can't fuck with your own child, you can't fuck with me. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. Where you think that? Where would you think that? And that's another thing.
But a lot of people don't look at it like that.
But that's another thing I don't understand. Women who have dudes who just like fumbling their children, and you still get your pussy wet for them. I could never.
Like, you don't take care of your own. If you don't take care of your kids, then you don't need to be. We don't need to talk, because if you could leave something that came from you, I know you could leave me with no problems.
And I get it that certain circumstances are very, very different, because you have mothers that be like, no, you can't see her. You got a new bitch, this, that, and the third. No, you can't see your child. I get all of that. But if you're not making any effort, then it's like, why are you okay with the situation? You understand?
No, I'm not even talking about like situations like that. I'm talking about like if you fumble, like in this situation with me with sperm donor. If you fumble my child, can you imagine me fumbling into your bed? Like, can you imagine me coming into your bed? You done fumbled my kid. Like, I would never get wet for you, my man. Like, it would never. He tried. He definitely was like, oh, what if? There would never be a what if. I pushed that kid out by myself. You know what I'm saying? Who was in the room was my mother, my grandmother, and his godmother. It wasn't you. I would never.
But not even. Like, you was nowhere to be, like, nowhere around. I don't want to say to be found, but you wasn't here.
He wasn't even found. He wasn't even found. He disappeared.
You don't care.
Well, I did.
But please explain, Dawn. How was it that it's still the person's choice?
Don, we inviting you to come onto the show. We need you to call in. We need you to even pop up.
I need you to pop on. I want to see your face when you see this. When you say this bullshit.
Okay.
Anybody that have any questions or concerns or anything to say on this topic, please give us a call, 929-441-2417. Once again, 929-441-2417. 2417. Give us a call. Let us know your thoughts, or even just comment it below. We appreciate any type of feedback. You don't have to agree with us. We are just saying what we know from experience or just our opinion. That's what it is. There is no judgment towards anybody. We're just speaking on either experience on what we know. What you say?
Yeah, and I said
there's no right or wrong answer. My mother didn't take my father for child support. My father wasn't in my life, but my sister's father also had a good job. So run me your money. I want it.
But that's the thing though, because like my father was on child support with me and my sisters, both of them, from growing up. And then like me, I just don't have the energy for unnecessary shit. You understand what I'm saying? And me having to take off for court because I got this court date, and then it doesn't even look right. And it's far from professional going to work and saying, listen, I got to take off this day because I got to go to court. The first thing they're going to think is you got a cold criminal. No. It's just child support. He took me to court. I didn't take him to court, or however. They don't want to hear that. They just look at it as just being problematic. And then also when women do it and they're being vindictive and spiteful, knowing whatever his situation is, and they just put them on papers, a lot of times it jeopardizes their license. A lot of times it jeopardizes them having certain jobs. And then you wonder why your child support is in arrears. Right. But then you wonder why your child support is in arrears, because he can't keep a good job because he got to keep going to court. So it's like, do you pay attention?
What happened if his ass wasn't going to get a job anyway? So I'll take whatever y'all going to give me, because his ass wasn't going to give me shit.
Jesus. So it's like nobody pays attention to that until after the fact. Like, I even know someone, they're married. Her husband is married, and her response every time her husband acts stupid is, don't worry about it. If you leave me, I'm gonna just take you on child support. I'll put you on child support because you ain't gonna be with the next chick and spending all your money. And I'm looking like, why does that even be the first thing that come out your mouth? But this is how a lot of women think. You understand? And it's just crazy. And I'm like,
I'm worried about child support. She'll probably get more money for alimony.
Girl, I don't right. But it don't make no sense. But my thing is, out of all things, is not for you to take care of your child. It's just so you don't be spending all your money on the next woman. That shit don't make it make sense, because that shit don't make no sense at all.
If they get a divorce, she gonna get half of his shit anyway. So he ain't gonna have much. He ain't gonna have much money to fucking spend on the next woman anyway.
He gonna be stressed.
Right. Alimony and child support, because they already gonna like. That's already something. Because if you're asking for a divorce, that's like something they're gonna ask if you want when you get a divorce. Anyway, do you want alimony? Do you want child support? It's up to you to say no or yes.
Or yes,
she
right.
says yes. They're taking that shit. So she ain't got to say, I'm taking you to court for child support when she goes for her divorce. They're already going to be like.
But I heard men even tell like women, when the woman was like, well, if you keep on, I'm gonna take you for child support. I've heard men say, well, if you do that, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna work off the books.
But you know what? Like, these judges is not. But these judges are not playing though. These judges are not playing. If you had a job prior to coming to child support and like you abruptly just quit your job, they still hold you accountable. So they not playing that because they know that that's how men is giving it up. And some women, but we gotta take a break.
Yeah,
we gotta pay some bills. We gotta pay some bills.
If you want a podcast, you want to become a podcaster, and you'd like to learn how, here we go.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
That was cute. You was like, we got you. And like she said, hey, Dawn, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for coming on. What up, man? Are you about to start with your bullshit?
Please do not upset Precious.
We're going to have a real conversation.
We're going to have a conversation, but I got to keep it real. Y'all want some bullshit right now. Like,
so what's the bullshit?
Listen, first of all, let's get this straight, right? Y'all going to sit here and say, y'all planned this baby. Y'all can't say y'all planned the baby if y'all sitting there talking about, after a minute he decided he didn't want to have the baby no more. So how you gonna say y'all planned the baby?
Wait.
You ain't changed
Wait
your
a
mind.
minute.
Okay, so hold on.
After him losing his mother.
So hold up, time out. Let me talk. I'm gonna let y'all come back. Give me a second. So after you said boom, he changed his mind 4 months in or whatever, right? Now that he changed his mind, that gave you options. Whether you choose to keep the baby, that means that's on y'all now. That's
like she said, the baby was 4 months with
but then you gonna call him a sperm donor.
Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Wait. Let's be very clear here.
Look, you done started something. Let's
be very clear here. One, we planned it, and we planned it for months. There wasn't no shock. That's not what happened. And number two, at 4 months pregnant, knowing that my son was pregnant with a dingling, you thought that was an option? Are you kidding me? Hold on, Rainbow. I didn't have no option but to have my son. And when I had my son, I took that on the chin. Don't sit here and say I had an option. I ain't have no option. The option was to be a mother. Do what I needed to do. I ain't never run him down. I ain't never take him to child support. His name ain't in no system for a child he helped create. So I did not have an option. My son is mine. I did not have him.
Okay, hold on. He's yours. Correct. I'm not gonna negate that part. He's first of all, he's y'all's, not yours.
Mine.
But based on property. Listen. He didn't give up parental rights. Did he sign papers?
He ain't signed no papers on that.
If you listen to it before you started, he stated her husband is on the birth certificate of the son.
Are you kidding me?
That's why she said he went from father to sperm donor.
He didn't give up parental rights. So the fact that he didn't give up parental rights and you're taking him, that's something different. You saying he can't see his son because he didn't want to do right. Men go through shit.
Yeah, but I get all of that. But my thing is, everybody goes through situation because us women as parents, baby, let me explain to you. We go through shit and we still gotta suck that shit up and be parents.
Raise a hand.
You understand what I'm saying? And my thing is, I'm saying it from experience, and I'm a mother of 2 children. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not with neither one of my kids' father by choice. You understand what I'm saying? My daughter's father, unfortunately, he he was in the system. He went to jail, whatever. We're still cool. We're still cordial to this day, and he's home. My son's father, we're not together. He had his situation. It ended up a domestic situation. You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is, women go through shit too, but we cannot say, listen, I'm gonna drop you off to Aunt Susie's house and I'm gonna come get you in 6 months, or I'm gonna come get you in 3 years.
I'm gonna come get you in 3 years.
And that's what people take for granted. When you're a parent, you're a parent.
You're a parent. We cannot renege on that. So every time we hear a man say, niggas go through shit, women go through shit.
Yeah, but once again, don't throw this. I got a boat, but don't just be throwing men under the bus like, yo, men don't go through shit. Men go through shit too. But I'm gonna let y'all know what it is.
People go through shit, right? But my whole thing is he had an option to leave. She did not.
Yo, I'm gonna come back to this conversation with y'all one day. I can't do it right now, but I'm definitely coming back, yo. Love y'all, gotta go.
He is out of line. How dare you come on here with that foolery? Women, and like Strawberry said, women we don't have the option to disappear. So he gonna say, what he said was, men go through shit. He ain't saying people go through shit. He said men go through shit. And then you want to try to back out that conversation. Why would you jump in this conversation if you was going to back out of it? You don't like the hot seat. You like the foolery. But there will be no foolery tolerated when we discussing children.
Look, people have options, and people have issues. But there are mothers who don't take care of their kids.
Right.
They decide to leave. So we can't say that women can't leave, because there are some women who do leave. But the majority of mature women who take care of their responsibilities don't have a choice. You gotta be there when you sick and they sick, when there's nothing else you can do.
Right. And we all know from day one that I am pro-choice. So don't ever tell me I had an option. I know
that's what I'm saying. Like for 4 months, and that's murder.
You want the number? Because I still know the number. I am pro-choice.
You gonna run the number for them?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
22123. Let them know Precious sent you, because they know me. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
So don't ever say that there was an option.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's like, you had options. There was no options at 4 months. That's murder, because they say they can give you abortion up until 5 months, but that's murder.
I saw the penis floating. My baby was like, and penis was like this. He's saying hi, and penis like this. What you want me to do with that? Where you wanted me to go? You wanted me to say bye, little one with the ding-a-ling? Hell no.
With the ding-a-ling. So if it was a girl, you would have been like, bye-bye?
No, I would have kept the one with
the ding-a-ling. She said, being that she knew what it was and it was an actual baby, that's why it wasn't an option.
It wasn't an option. It's literally not, at 4 months old, that's considered murder. Like, that is
every situation is different, right?
Right, but my whole thing is, if they said that there was something wrong with the baby and it needed to be aborted, that's something different. But if you already knew, she already knew she was pregnant. She said he knew when she was 8 weeks pregnant. So you would have waited another 2 months to decide, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I'm going to have an abortion. That would have not been right. And for him to do that to her, for him to say,
it wasn't fair to her either. Exactly.
Right. That's not right.
And you know what? To this day, I don't hold it against him. I promise you I don't hold it against him, because he told me he was not going to be there. He told me that this is what he was not going to do. I do not hold it against him. My son know the truth. Like my son he knew the truth since he was 8 years old. Like me and his dad made the decision to tell him, because I didn't want nobody else to, tell my son.
Right. So he knows the come out different, right?
He knows the truth, and he is fine. Every year for his birthday, we have the conversation like, do you want me to reach out? He's like, no, for what? Like, I got my dad. Like, I got you. Like, I'm good. Like, if like he don't want to. But I never once shitted on him. I never said to him, oh, he's a deadbeat, blah, blah, blah. I never said that to him, because you know what? He was a man of his word. He said, I don't want to do this and I'm not going to help you. So like, he was like, you know, like I got my own shit going on. That's exactly what he said. And come to find out his mother had passed away. If his mother was living, we wouldn't even be here right now. Like in that space. Because
my whole thing is just because his mother died doesn't mean that you should just be able to get away from your responsibilities. Like,
no, absolutely not. But I really don't hold no malice in my heart for him.
No, I get it because he told you what it was, but the whole thing is like y'all sat down and y'all thought about this before it happened. Like, it wasn't just something like, oops, my bad, the condom broke. Oops, we didn't have a condom on. Y'all thought about this. This is something y'all thought about and y'all talked about, like, you know what, we can have a baby.
We talked about features. Like, he was like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just up and decide, like, you couldn't just up and decide, you know what, I'm pregnant. He said he want to have a baby. I said I wanted to have a baby, but fuck what the two of us said. I'm just not gonna do this.
But situations happen like that as well. Like, you know, but then that's when you sit back and you be like, okay, we did discuss it. We have been having unprotected sex, but then it's like, am I ready for it? Is he ready for it? Even conversation can sound awesome. You understand what I'm saying? But when you look at it, you be like, financially, can I afford it? You got situations when people actually do sit down and try to plan it. You got situations when people be like, okay, you know what? We've tried and it actually happened, but we're not ready for it right now because you're living wherever. Financially, we're not where we're supposed to be. Mentally, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And you have a lot of situations like that.
You should have thought about wrapping it up.
No, but you know, but
I disagree because at the end of the day, shit is gonna happen regardless.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen regardless. But my whole thing is, if y'all have decided now we not mature enough, we not financially stable enough, and you need to be proactive then. But if y'all having conversations like, God forbid, what happens if I get pregnant? So y'all talking about what if, but y'all ain't have no conversations. Y'all ain't thinking about kids. Yeah. She might need to be on a pill. You might need to wrap it up. There are things that need to correspond to not have any slip ups if y'all know y'all not ready.
Well, you know, like Envy said though, I'm with Envy on that because sometimes things happen. Because after I had the second one, right, and I was nothing, literally. Financially, these kids don't suffer. They haven't suffered from day one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His father is amazing. We just could not get on the same page. His page, his children is A1. It's immaculate. His family and everything, right? These kids love their dad. He loved them. But I went to my 6-week checkup after I had the baby. I was pregnant.
This girl is having Irish twins.
I said, hell no.
You could have Irish twins. 11 weeks, 11 months apart.
8 months. I was 8. My baby was 8 months. I was pregnant again.
Oh wow!
Absolutely not.
Wow, yeah,
absolutely not. And then I realized the pull-out method, or all that. He wanted more children, but I knew that it wouldn't have been good for him and I. Like it wasn't.
But you have people that go through every extreme and still go on birth control. There's the IUD. Nothing is 100% gonna prevent you. So you can still go through every aspect and be healthy and eat organic and shit like that. And just like how people unfortunately can catch cancer and never smoke a day in their life. You understand what I'm saying? Even like when you have a child, you know, okay, bitch, yeah, nigga, I'm on the IUD and this, that, the third. We was doing that little slim chance.
Down. That's what it is.
But you know, it's a slim chance of the situation happening, and then you got to realize, okay, I'm having fun, but if this happens, then what? Is he actually a person that I see? My thing is, if you don't see yourself with the person, you shouldn't be fucking with him. That's just my opinion. Everybody look at it differently.
That was Precious fault. She didn't even want to be with the man no more, and she knew she was fertile myrtle.
but Precious also knew she was about to be walking around here with the 18.
Lord, 0123. Is that the number?
718-2220. Yeah, 0123.
Yeah. Lord have mercy. Oh my God.
For a fact, like I would have been walking around here with a 14. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we not even together. Like that was
Right,
you know,
right.
that we were not healthy. Like the
You
relationship
might
was
not have had that many children because when your son was 8 months pregnant, 8 months pregnant, 8 months old, you would have been pregnant, so you wouldn't have been able to have another baby at that point.
She would have waited. She would have waited her 6 weeks again.
Right.
It would have been another situation,
Right.
and then it would have been like, what the fuck?
Rabbits. Like, yo, that's the one thing that sex was good. Like the relationship was like, but that shit was A1. So like we were everywhere. Like, yo, if my family watching this, I'm sorry. Everybody house got it. My mama house, my grandma's house, his people house. We were everywhere. Like, and so it was no shock, you know, and he was very disappointed that I decided to terminate. But I just knew that, you know, like we didn't have something that
mentally we're not there, and regardless of financially. Huh?
And clearly we're not together. So
right. Financially, you could have been good. You said the kids don't want for nothing, of course. But at the end of it all, your main thing should be your mental health. And a lot of people don't look, and that's my main thing why I'm not doing court. I don't got the patience. That whole environment will fucking suck the life out of you. Then it causes unnecessary problems, and that's just my opinion. A lot of people look at it different. A lot of people have done their own thing and fuck that. I'm putting this dude on child support, or vice versa. He's putting her on child support because she just don't want to do right by the child, whatever. Everybody has their own personal opinion. My personal opinion, certain toxic situations, I'm just not entertaining, because now it's like whatever he was issued to pay through the court, you and I know that shit is not going to cover. You and I know that shit is not going to last forever. So if my son called, my daughter called, even I called and be like, listen, A, B, and C need to be done. Can you assist? I do not want to have to go from 0 to 1,000 because your response was, you got that $25 from what? $25.
Insult me. Do not insult me. Like, what you mean $25? You know, we have to figure it out. Like that's a thing. Like we have to figure it out. And the excuses of men is really sad. But I still stand on my ground that I'm not going to court. Like I feel like we should be mature enough to come to an understanding as to what you need to be doing. If we cannot come to an understanding, then you just gotta go. Because I can't allow you to play around here. Like even when me and their dad was going through like the worst breakup in America, because it was bad or whatever, I didn't keep the kids from him. He wasn't giving me he wasn't giving me no money at all. My mother-in-law which I still call her my mother-in-law to this day. I love her to death. And she is still family. She'll always be family. And she absolutely loves Wes. Like they have their own relationship. I'm so happy. Good. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like the perfect mother-in-law. Like she stayed out of it, and she always made sure the kids didn't feel it. So
yeah, because a lot of people look at it. It makes no sense to get in between certain situations, because what is it going to do with you? Right. What is it going to benefit?
And I never try to put her in the middle. But she was our middle person. Now these kids are 16 and 14. We don't need to speak. I don't.
And that's how it is on my end.
I don't have a problem with him, but he's still very ignorant, and I can't tolerate disrespect. And then
my
man is not going to tolerate that. So like it's a lot of stuff that we could try to be on the same page for like 3 months. We be going good. And then we just go bad because he would say like, oh, he come in to do something and he don't do it. No, you talk to your children and then y'all figure that out. Like, cause that's their thing. So they old enough to where we don't have to speak. Thank God.
Right.
But she was a middleman for us for years. So the drop off was to her. The money that he would give her money, because at first he's like, I'm not giving her no money, whatever, as if I was some type of bird. Like it was so stupid. He was just trying to be petty. But then he just started giving her money every month to give me. Like, like it would be $400 one month. Another month it might have been 2. It might have been it was never like a set price.
It was what he could do at the moment. Okay.
Yes, but he also always bought all their clothes and all their
right. Right.
So I didn't have to buy that stuff. If I bought that stuff, it's because I wanted to. So he bought them stuff plus gave them money. Like, he wasn't selfish. He wasn't selfish with the kids. He was just very petty with me. So I say with that type of situation, like I learned to just stay.
Hey, Maisha.
I just stay far.
Hey, Maisha, how are you?
Hey, Maisha, like I try to always make it very pleasant for us because I knew it had nothing to do with the children. So as long as my kids were happy, I bit the bullet. Like I really did bite the bullet. I was like, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna be as nice as I can. And by the time they was old enough, I ain't have to talk to his ass. Woo! Bye.
But I think the child support situation scorns the other individual. Like, for example, if you put your baby father on child support, I feel it kind of scorns him for further. Mm-hmm. You understand? And vice versa, even with the woman. The woman gets put on child support. She's scorned because now it's, oh, this motherfucker is and this, that, and the third. And a lot of times they become bitter, unfortunately, because it's like, why? And what I strongly dislike is when the parent that is actually doing without courts, without, just doing it because that's their child, they end up on papers and in the system anyway, because the other person is like, well, I'm gonna just do it, and it's greedy. Greed is the main thing that causes the problem in a lot of situations, and I've seen it a lot, even with working in the school system. It seems that a lot. I've seen it a lot with money and the children. And the kid couldn't want for nothing, but since the mother is greedy or the father is greedy because, oh, she got this type of job or he has this type of job, I need more. The people don't realize that it causes more friction in between, because it's not, in my opinion, it's never that serious if the child is taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Well, some people, they on child support.
Right, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do from jump. You're right, Maisha.
She's absolutely right, but they aren't going to be in the child's life regardless. So
yeah, that's true. It's the people who's on child support and the parent is not even in their life, and then so it's just like, damn, like the kid loses because it's like, because like it's no excuse for you not to be there for your children. To 100%. Like I got brothers. I only got sons, and I be telling my boys all the time, like, y'all wasn't raised by deadbeat, so y'all cannot become a deadbeat. So I get it, but it's just like there's no excuse for you not to be there for your children. If the mother is difficult, take her to court for visitation. And if you got to go on child support, then guess what? Sometimes it just has to be that way because she's being difficult. Because there's a lot of bitter Bettys out here. Okay, like
absolutely.
We ain't gonna act like women ain't bitter. No, there's a lot of bitter women because you moved on.
Bitter men too.
Right, bitter men too. But I'm talking about like as far as like the men who be like, oh, she won't let me see my child. Well, then what happens to you going to court? Because you will go to court the same way she can go to court.
They don't really care enough. They don't be caring enough.
But I disagree though, and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Because you have men that actually care and actually want to be there, and the woman just makes it so complicated. I've seen it to the point of the fathers be there, the fathers do what they got to do, the fathers are voluntary providing for the child like they're supposed to, but the minute something don't go right with the baby mother, she putting him on court, in court on child support or whatever. And my thing is, you have a lot of fathers that are out here as parents that don't want to be like their father because their father wasn't around, because their father didn't do. You have a lot of them, and they're forced to be in like their parent. Because you got parents that people grew up in two-family household. You have people that did not grow up in two-family household, but they were still in their, their child was still in, their father and mother was still in their life or whatever, due to whatever reason. But then you have those fathers that Papa was a Rolling Stone, and they got 20 brothers and sisters scattered along the world, and daddy's wherever, and they just like, I'm gonna be there for my child. I'm not gonna be the same type of dad my dad was to me, and that's where it pushes them, because a lot of times they can't be that way because a lot of women be like, nah, fuck that. You ain't with me, then you ain't gonna do this, that, and the third.
That's what she's saying. They need to go to court. They need to go. Those are the ones that need to go to court.
If you go to child support, if you go as far as going to child support, judge, when we done with this, can I go to visitation? Because
right.
Everybody
has to be said at the same time. Like I gotta give her child support. I need to.
It's two separate things, right?
No, but what I'm trying to say is exactly how you said.
Can I go upstairs? You gotta
go. You
go. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of these men, they're in the courthouse. They're already in the courthouse, and they're there for child support. But they don't
They
They
be,
don't
Go
speak up.
upstairs or go to wherever for
they
right.
be so mad that they gotta pay that money that they just forget that the child still needs you. You
Right.
cannot give up on your child because you got a bitter mother. And now let me say this. Let me be clear. It's not like women. It's not like I could say like, oh, you knew she was bitter. No, some women put on a facade. Okay, you think they the best thing since sliced bread, and then when you freaking find out, like after you have a baby with them, and you decide you don't
Good
want
evening, Mac. How are you?
Good
This is
evening.
not the queen. This is not the queens of the TL Mac Fitness. No, you are the queens
You
of
see, I didn't even
NYC.
respond to that. Good evening. That's it.
I wouldn't even say good evening if I would have saw that, but anyway, good evening. But like it's like with some of the sorry I tuned in late, time difference. Where is he?
Oh, he's in Cali right now. He's
in Vegas.
He's in Vegas. Okay.
All right, Liddy. All right, so yeah. Well, enjoy Vegas.
All right, ladies.
Yeah. But yeah, like I just think that that at the end of the day you should be able to know your right, and everybody has a right as a parent of the child. And if you in child support, you better go
Oh, yeah, he in Cali, yeah.
You in Cali today.
You don't need to go down to visitation and get something written on paper for you and your child, because you need to still bond with your child. The kid is the only one that's suffering. Or even when I see like all these mothers like, oh, fuck out of here, he can't see my kid. Why not? What did he do to the kid? Like, I see if he was abusing the kid or whatever, but because he got a new woman, he can't see the child. Why not? Like,
y'all ain't together no more.
But people don't look at it like that, and it's sad.
But I mean, we would have to. It's double-sided. A lot of men don't speak up because they feel the system is rigged. No, that's what I was saying. Two different courts, right? I did say that too. I was saying that, Maisha. Like but men still don't get an excuse though. You have to speak up. Like, you speak up. Say what you gotta say.
If you feel you're a good father and you don't see nothing wrong with what you're doing, you can speak up. If you feel like you ain't shit ass person, then don't speak up, because they're not gonna give you visitation.
Even if you gotta get a lawyer, you're spending money on Balenciagas. These fathers be having stuff the kids don't got. How you walk out here Dior? Your kid ain't got Dior.
Your kid got Skechers, or well, they ain't got Payless no more.
Even so, how you walking around here in some Dior? Your kid don't got Dior. Somebody that's so mind-boggling to me. Okay, like my kids got names that I don't have.
Right.
I don't have it. Their father bought them a lot of their names.
Right,
because he had those names, so he knew you got that. Your kids should have that. You have Balenciaga, they should be walking around with that. Sean got a Christian Dior regular black t-shirt, y'all. I mean, this is a black t-shirt.
You ain't got to tell me. You don't even have to tell me. That could be so.
Congratulations. I wanted to kill Big Sean. I was like,
right.
It's a plain black t-shirt, but you know what? That's what you wear. So that's what your kids should be walking around here with. So I'm not mad at that. But you need to get a lawyer then if you feel like you can't speak up. You got Balenciagas on. That money should go to the lawyer. That lawyer will work.
I'm not saying Big Sean is scamming, but niggas be out here scamming, and that's why they be having on all this name brand shit. They ain't got no money.
If you want scam for you and your child, because if your child got a match to fly, it don't even matter.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they ain't got the money to get a lawyer. It's because they using somebody else's money, so they ain't got that lawyer money.
If you only scamming for clothes, you ain't scamming for no cash. You scamming wrong. Like, I'm not
exactly.
You scamming wrong. You scamming wrong. But no, thank God he's not a scammer. Lord, he is not a scammer. He's an accountant, so he's not a scammer. But
I've seen men actually fight for situations. Like, I know somebody, his baby mother and his daughter is going. The baby mother and the daughter is going to Florida. He's still local in the 5 boroughs. He's like, yo, this is the second time she took her. Before she took the child when the baby was like maybe 8 or 9 months small. Came back to New York, stayed a while or whatever. Now the child just finished like 5th or 6th grade. Now she's moving to Florida or whatever. He's like, but I want to get joint custody. He was like, but she doesn't want to go to court. I said, well, then you follow your heart and what your mind is telling you. He said, I don't think they wouldn't. He said, at first he was very questionable because he didn't. Right, because he was like, I don't think they'll give it to me. So when I had to let him know, you have a city job. You're not using any type of drugs in case they did a drug test. You have your own apartment. You're able to, you're accessible in case something happens, and you have a good support system because your mother's still helping you. Your family is still there. He followed my advice. He actually has joint custody right now.
And T.O. Max said that his ex-wife's mother told her that she can get so much shit from him, and when she went to court, she lost the money that he was giving her. Because we mentioned that earlier about people, mothers being bitter and
he was saying that he was giving her more money than the court.
Right. Than the court's issue, right?
Because she wanted to be.
There's some people who like I said earlier, my mother was only asking for $400 a month, and then they had to wind up paying her more money, like $400 for Pampers and wipes and milk ain't shit.
And daycare.
Oh yes, daycare and everything else.
She was brand spanking new. This was like, as soon as she came out the womb, he was like, "That's not my child."
What?
Girl, we gotta do a part 2 because we gotta go, y'all. We have to go. It's that time.
It is that time.
We got to do a part 2 on a couple shows. We actually do. So I'm just kind of taking note because I don't want to. We don't need to drain them and run them crazy with the same thing. Right. So we don't want to run them crazy, but definitely please follow us on our social media pages. Rainbow Refreshers, Envious Creations, 360 Photos. Her machine should be closest in the 5 boroughs. You'll be surprised. Be ready. Her page is under construction. Please follow us and continue because I see y'all continually follow us on our Facebook page, Queens of NYC. Y'all like the page. Please continue to share. Our last platform that we added onto was Zeno Radio, Zeno. Please download the app. Yes, please download the app. That is one of our newest platforms that we are on. Please listen to us. All of the shows are on there from every show aired during the week. So we have over 90 shows on that platform already, and it's already been a week. Definitely, please, support, continue to support. If you would like to donate, hit a Cash App, $ Queens of NYC podcast. We will definitely be here next week, Monday. Shout out to 108 Soul. DJ Tubor Kane, he shouts us out fluently, without a doubt, on the radio every Sunday from 12 to 2. DJ Tubor Kane on 108 Soul. I'm actually trying to, get us plugged in on that platform in a minute. So we trying to take over everything. We trying to take over the airway. Yes, please look out for us because the Queens of NYC will definitely be outside August 21st. There is a back to school drive, and we will be in Royal Wilkins Park. We will be hosting that event for the Evening Rush Network. Yes, we outside. I just hope it ain't too
hot. This is for me.
Huh?
I said that's down the block from my house. I could walk there.
Girl, I just hope it ain't too hot.
What is T.O. Max only be on YouTube starting this Thursday? Wow.
Yes, he is actually, and that's one thing too. Please, everybody, follow the Evening Rush Network. We are slowly trying to transition completely off of Facebook. We want to do fully YouTube Live and all the other platforms that we are on. T.O. Mac Fitness Show is on Thursdays from 7 to 8, and he has completely removed himself
from 8 to 9.
Really, that late? It don't even seem like it.
Mm-hmm.
From 8 to 9, he has already made the choice. He is now off of Facebook Live. So if you do not see the show, the show was not canceled, but it is on YouTube Live. Please follow us, like I mentioned, on YouTube. We gotta, get them likes up, get the shares up, subscribe, and follow us on our other platforms. We on Mixcloud, we on Amazon Music, we are on Pandora. So there should be no reason why when you hear us, iHeartRadio, definitely. It should be no reason why we come to you and you be like, I never heard or I missed the show. There's more than one platform for you to just hit the button and just listen to it, or you can go on the eveningrushnetwork.com and replay our live shows, and you can see us live as well. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Happy Monday. We don't know what we're gonna do next week. We're gonna probably run a part 2 on a couple things. I don't know, but definitely we gotta definitely finish this child support because it seems like it's like a little bit of both. It's like it's for the child and it's like for control as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's more so if I gotta pay you, I need to see my child. So, and I get it, and that's how it should be.
No, some people don't even want to see their child.
Right. Right. And that's where it goes to control.
we
Well, if
both
you want to do this to me, you want to hit my pockets, then I don't want to be bothered. But my thing is like, why it can't be a medium?
So Flavor and you can come back on. We're gonna discuss this with you. But we
that could be the part 2. That
we gotta go.
Yes, we gotta go. We appreciate y'all. We will see y'all next Monday. Same channel, same time. But we outside, so look out for us. See y'all on the 21st. We in World Wickens Park. We'll get y'all that information later on. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.